Hey guys, welcome to this lesson on conversion optimization and sales triggers. So this is the first lesson of the conversion optimization module, and what I wanted to do was show you one of my old websites and all the different things that we did to raise the conversion rate for one of the best selling products on the website and end up being one of the leaders for that particular supplier in sales for that product. So these are all different things that you want to take into consideration when building your site, and we're going to be covering most of these things in this module, and other modules will cover them as well. All right, so first and foremost, in the header of your website, you definitely want to have your phone number up there, okay? In the Shoptimize theme that you're using, there's already a place for the phone number in the header, but on mobile it doesn't show. So you might consider working your phone number into the logo as well. That might be a cool thing to do, so it's a good idea. Also, on the theme, I believe we have the phone number placed down here near the Add to Cart button, so if you want to call, it's also there. But having your phone number up here is great, because a lot of people are going to land on these websites, they're going to see a product that's quite expensive, and they're going to want to call you before they place their order. And if they speak with someone and they like that person, it's basically going to verify for them that the website's real. So you'll be surprised by how many sales you've closed just by answering the phone for your business, okay? All right, and then let's go look at a few other things that I did to this website. First and foremost, obviously, what you can notice here is in the top that there's an expiring coupon code for 5% off in this case, and it's set to expire within 24 hours. So what we usually do is we revolve it to end every single day, so no matter when somebody lands on the website, it's going to expire that night. You can choose whatever you want, but that's how the timer's set up automatically. All right, and then let's see here. So another thing is you always want to make sure that the products you have are on sale. Okay, if you just have a price but you don't have an anchor price, which is what this is known as, like an MSRP, then the consumer won't really see that the price is any, as good of a deal as maybe your competitors might make it look like. Okay, and setting the anchor price quite high but not way too high is always good too. Like this might not be a high enough anchor price. What I would do is probably price it around $19.99. But the new owners, obviously, that's what they decided to do. You can even expand on that by telling them how much they're saving and how much the percentage of discount is, so that they can kind of think of it easily. They don't have to do the math in their own head. All right, and then people, when they're ordering online, they usually want to find out what the shipping time is, how long it's going to take, stuff like that. So you can always tell them the shipping time right then and there. As long as it's accurate, then that's important, okay? If it's like a custom product and it takes 3 to 4 weeks, definitely don't tell them it's going to take 3 to 10 days. You have to make sure you put that correctly on your product page, okay? And they want to know the price of the shipping, okay? So is shipping free or is it going to cost money? And if you tell them right here on the product page, it's more likely that they'll be willing to go through the checkout process, okay? And then having some sort of price match guarantee is really key to your success online. Price matching is awesome. Letting people know that you will match any of your competitors' pricing if they call, that's a great thing to do too. And also having some sort of a financing option, as you can see here. We're going to be covering all this stuff obviously later, but this is what you need to know ahead of time. Okay. All right, and then as you're optimizing your website, get used to offering free gifts and bonuses. Okay. Free gifts and bonuses can come in intangible or tangible formats. In this case, we're offering tangible free gifts like a cell phone holder or bike light, bike lock, helmet, and they get to choose which one they want. Okay. So depending on the profitability of the product, you might offer one or multiple, and depending on what your competitors offer as well. Here, they're also offering a free extended warranty. If this is something you can get from the supplier, great. If you want to work it in, like, let's just say the warranty is normally already 6 months, and you just want to say, hey, it's a free extended warranty, 6 months, boom. That's okay too, because, no one says you can't do that. Okay, so that's one way to kind of work in things you're already giving the customer and framing them as if it's a free bonus gift or something like that, okay? Something the competitor might not be doing, and so the customer might see that yours is a better deal. Making it easy to choose the product they want. If it's a different color, then you definitely want to match up the actual picture of it to that. So if someone's going to pick black here, it should show black. Obviously, it's not doing that here, and it should be doing it. If someone picked blue, it should show the color blue as they pick it, okay? Just kind of matching it up, and you can do that in Shopify really easily. Add to cart button should always be a different color than the main branding. Here it's yellow as the branding, and having orange stands out from the yellow, which is great. Okay, and then having some sort of trust seals is really important here. We're having like the card logos, SSL secure, and then Shopify secure. You can add on to that with more trust seals if you want. Okay, so another estimated arrival for the location there. Kind of a add-on about the extended warranty. Another mention of the coupon code, and another mention of the free gifts here. All right, and then going beyond that, having a really good product listing is going to help you optimize. We're going to get into more of that later on in the course, actually, because right off the bat, you don't absolutely need it to make a sale, but this really helps you get more sales. So if you find a product that's best-selling, you're going to definitely want to make a good description. I go into way more of this in depth later, but I'll just kind of breeze over the surface right now. Good description has headers with content and pictures, okay? Header, content, pictures. Sometimes the content's broken up into bullet lists, so it's easy to read. And when it's a feature you're talking about, features and benefits, okay, you want to talk about the feature, and then you want to talk about why it's cool for the customer. Okay? Feature, and there should be a benefit here. They need to do a better job with their product, with their a practical and reliable ride. So it's kind of a benefit. Could definitely be built a lot better. It is a ride that is really fun to bike around. Yeah, so it's like, you know, whatever. At least you have content. So we got headers, content, and pictures. Header, content, pictures, header, content, pictures. So it's broken up so it's easy to read. People kind of stop and look at the pictures as they're reading the content, okay? All right, and then you have the specifications and some kind of sales video near the bottom. You can either put the sales video at the top or the bottom, doesn't really matter. And all the information they need about that product before they buy it. So is assembly required? You know, what's the shipping situation going to be like? Is it freight? Is it, you know, whatever. You got to put that here. And some sort of a call to action at the end of it. Having a authorized dealer badge is also a great idea. It definitely helps build your trust, okay? So putting that somewhere in your listing is a great idea. Having a app like this, question and answer, which I show you how to install, this app will allow you to make it easier for your customers to ask Q&As. Something that Amazon does, you should definitely do it too. Having lots of reviews, social proof is really important. It's hard to get social proof from influencers in the beginning, so getting it from your customers is the best. And yeah, making sure that they're legitimate is awesome. Of course, having some sort of a call to action is really good too, near the bottom of the listing. Recommended products is great for upselling. And some about us content as well as call to action to sign up. Some sort of mention of social media so that people get more, you know, get more social proof there. You can see me down here. I like the page. All right, and then yeah, having all your pages and stuff like that as well and social media stuff. So this is kind of an example of a really good sales page. So let's say I would have added this to cart. Let's take a look and see how their cart page is doing. Because conversion optimization goes all throughout your business. So you got to do conversion optimization on your product page. You got to do it on your cart page. You got to do it on your checkout page. You got to do it on, you know, your ad account. You got to do it on your content. Like, there's conversion optimization that needs to be done everywhere, basically. The idea is to get people to know, like, and trust you, and to get them to buy something from you. Okay, so apparently that was marked sold out. That's why it's not allowing me to buy it. That's fine. You get the idea, guys. We're going to go more into depth later, but I'm going to be covering exactly every single step of that I just talked about and how to do it on your store too, okay? So get through the rest of the module now and install the apps, and I will see you there. Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to extract reviews from Amazon and how to import them into your website. And so the reason why we want to do this is because on the products that do have reviews, first of all, you'll be able to make more sales that way, and then you'll also be able to make sure that your website looks professional. So if you go to your website address and then go to /collection/all, and then go to sort by and, you know, sort by high to low, we're going to start with the highest price products first. And one more thing too that's really cool is that doing this is going to tell you which products are the best sellers just by doing a little bit of research on Amazon with your brands. So you just have to do this. If your product has like a SKU number or something like that, you can use that, which makes it a lot easier. Like for instance, I already searched this one, and it's on Amazon, but it doesn't have any reviews. So I don't know if this one's a big seller or not. Obviously, no reviews, so it's fine. We just want to keep plugging in the SKU numbers, so one at a time. If you don't have any SKU numbers, then you can just type the whole name of it or something like that, or the first little bit, like the brand name plus the model name. That usually works too. Obviously this one they have different SKU numbers because there's different sizes. And this one in particular is the 72, and no reviews, otherwise they'd be showing down here. So that's okay. And this one is the Panorama Deep XT series. So I'll just type that one in like that. Okay, so again, 72, no reviews. So you just got to go through each one and see if it has reviews. It's kind of a tedious process. I actually have a virtual assistant do it for me on my end, so I'm going to be having them do the demo site, or do this website for me after I'm done showing you guys how to do it. So let's see. This one actually does have reviews, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, BI88-deep. So you just want to make sure it's the right one. And this one has one review. It's a 3-star review. Let's see what it says. This guy didn't even buy it on Amazon. He just left a review of it. Purchased through a local fireplace store. Cool light effect on glass rocks. LED flames hardly visible unless it's night and all night lights are off. No help from Monty, your local dealer, on how to fix. Gonna cost thousands to remove as it was installed during construction of a house. Be sure who you buy from are certified to repair your unit. So that's, that's a tough one to import to your website. But you could import part of it. You could say like cool light effect, just like import this one or something like that. And he has a picture of it, which is kind of cool. And you can actually extract this photo. You can just kind of screenshot it. And so now you have like an actual user photo of it. So you can import that to your website too. And, just take part of it out of here. And usually what I say to do, tell my VA to do, is so basically you go to the product listing, and what you want to do is you want to just talk not just about the product itself, but you also want to talk about the like the store that they bought it from. So go down here to write a review, and then 5-star title, and let's see if that one had a title. So you could just copy that over. And we'll just remove that. And let's say this one. And then you just write a little thing in there, regard this, and then your website. Yeah, so I'm basically making something up here, which isn't the best thing to do, but it's always good just to make something that sounds, like something that you would actually do in real life. So if this person had bought it from us and they had an issue with flames, we would have definitely talked to Monty and figured out how they can help the customer to fix it and make it look better. So, this is what we would definitely have tried to do, and so, that's what we're going to say that we did in this case. So let's see if this person his name is Alberto, so I'll just say like Albert. Just say Al, it's fine. And then, you can put your email, doesn't matter, and post it. Okay, and now you have a review on your website, which makes you look really good. So that's awesome. And then the next thing to do is go to that same Amazon listing and see if they have any questions and answers. Here we go. So these are the questions and answers. And you want to kind of look at these and make sure that they're good. This is 2016 model, was launched late spring, not in warehouse, free shroom, it has 3 buttons. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what the question and answer is, it just matters that it gets onto your website. And you just make up a name, doesn't matter. I don't think the name even shows up. Like, I'm just going to test it right now. I don't think the name shows up on the front end. And when you get that question, basically you're going to go to your apps. and open your questions and answers apps. Once it loads here, I can do that. Product questions and answers. And you're going to see the question and answer in your pending questions. Okay, and then you want to give the answer. So take what they said here and rewrite it just a little bit. Thanks for asking. Launch late spring and not in all areas. Sure, that's 3 buttons yellow. Okay, so is the newest model. Cool. Okay, so I'm telling them it's the newest model. It has 3 buttons, yellow, blue, orange, so that's probably something to do with it. Make it public and submit. If it's an actual question, you want to make sure that the person gets notified of that. All right, so now we can go back to the product page, reload it, and you should see that question and answer pop up there. All right, so it looks like it's not loading yet, which is fine, takes a little bit of time. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and import the rest of them. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Really simple, right? And so what this is going to do is this is going to add a whole nother layer of content to your website, which is going to be really cool. You might need to approve the reviews in Yotpo, or it might just take some time to post. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes it takes a little while for them to post because with Yotpo, we have the setting turned on so that it doesn't immediately put reviews on the website. It takes like maybe a few hours or something like that. So if you don't see it right away, you can look in here, or you can just keep adding the reviews. That's fine. So the minimum you want on a product is 1 review, really, honestly. If there's no reviews out there, don't worry about it. Just don't put a review. But if there is reviews out there, definitely get as many as you can. If there's tons of reviews, add as many as you feel comfortable with adding. And so here's the latest one. So it says published. And yeah, so looks good to me. I don't know why it's not showing up here. Again, like it just takes a little bit to actually show up on the website sometimes because it's optimized. Okay, so 2 things really quick before I close up this video actually. First of all, every time you add a review from a new email address, they send an email to that email address to confirm, so definitely use your email address. And then they'll post the review probably. And then also an email gets sent to you that looks like this, where you can actually comment on the review. So you really should do that with every single review you get, and just comment and say, hi, thanks so much for placing your trust in us. We value you as a customer and are glad that you were able to make your shopping experience top-notch. If you ever have any questions, or like to speak with an expert, feel free to contact us. Okay, and just post that comment. So what that's going to do is going to make it look really nice on your product page. We can actually go back and check that product page now. Should be able to just do that here. In the meantime, go ahead and just complete that whole process through. So every single product needs the reviews extracted, slightly rewritten, or added content to it, optimized basically. The Q&As need to be extracted, slightly rewritten, optimized, and then reply to every single review. And that's it. See you guys in the next video. Okay, in this video, I will show you how to install infinite options. So if you go to your store and go to the Shopify App Store, just type in infinite options and select this one here. Make sure to put a link into the description of the lesson as well. Alright, install the app, and I will show you guys how to install the code. So let it do its loading thing. Go to install infinite options down here. Okay. Alright, and what you're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Here it is. So you got to go down to here where it says this little code section right here. Copy that. And go to your theme. Go to Actions, Edit Code. And you'll be able to see on the front end of your store as well. We go into Sections and go to Product Template Liquid. I go to a product page here so you can see what it looks like. Alright. Product Template Liquid, you're going to go down to your product page here. And right around line 225, it's already installed, as you can see. If it's not installed already in your theme, you're going to add it right after or right before the product variants section. So mine, I don't know if it's going to be the same on your Shopify theme, but on mine it's line 227. It says select name ID, ID product select, and then says product single variants. So it's right before the variants section there, which is above the add to cart section, but below the start settings reviews and enable checklist and the progress bar and all that. So it's right there. So that's where it is, okay? That's all you need to do. And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to set up an option now. So the way you do that is you go into infinite options, you go into new option set. Okay, when product tag equals, and you can do whatever you want. So in this case, free gift. And label and field name should be the same. But what we're going to do is call it something snazzy, like if you like a free gift with your purchase. And really, gift should be replaced with like whatever it's going to be for that category. So rubber ducky. Because I'm putting it on a tub, right? So rubber duck would be kind of cool. All right, and then field name would just be, this is going to show up basically in your cart page. This is going to show up on your product page, right? So then change the input type to checkbox, and make sure you put yes, please. Okay, and that's it. Someone's going to have to actually check that in order to choose that. And make sure it's required. Actually, you don't have to make sure it's required. But just hit Save Changes. And in fact, you can make a different tag for different product categories, for instance. So let's just make it the same as the thing in this case. So free rubber ducky. All right, and go to your product section here. And I go to, I think in this case, it's called, Streamline. It's the vendor that makes these tubs. Yeah, so if I select all the Streamline products, right, I go to Actions, Add Tags. I can add the free rubber ducky tag. Okay, I'm going to pause the video now because it usually takes a couple of minutes for this to implement. Alright, so refresh the page, and here is what the option looks like. It says here, would you like a free rubber ducky with your purchase, ? And yes please, and you just check the box. And if you add that to cart, it will look in your cart like free rubber ducky, yes please, okay? So that's that, guys, and the only thing now, of course, is to make sure that you have the picture of the free gift on your store. If you have a very niche specific product category store, you can put it right here, just one main free gift for your whole store. If it's a store with multiple product categories like this one, then you want to make sure that it's in the product description of each product, or somehow code in when the collection or tags are a certain way that it will show up for certain gifts. But I think the best way to do it is probably just to add it as a picture to each product description. And that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, comment below. Now I'm going to show you how to install the Consistent Cart app. If you go to your apps page, you can just click here and find it that way, or you can click the link in the description and it should pull up this page right here, Consistent Cart. So Consistent Cart helps you keep customers' products in your store in the cart. So when they come back, it's ready to purchase. So go ahead and log in and install it on your store. And by the way, it's a free app with premium options, so you don't need to do any of the premium stuff. Later on, you can think about it if you want to. And this is it. So it'll tell you everybody who's come to your store apparently, and you'll be able to see all the different visitors. So that's it, guys. I may be going into more depth on this app later to show you how to do some of this stuff if I feel like it's necessary, but for now, free plan includes the feature of Consistent Cart. So somebody logs in on their smartphone and they shop your store and add something to cart, and they come back later on their desktop computer, it'll still be in their cart. So it's really cool. All right, guys, I will see you in the next lesson. How to install the Smart Search and Instant Search app. This is going to help the search functionality on your website be a lot easier for your customers. You can watch the video and read the reviews and see how it looks like here, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the app is free to start, and once you get up to 25 plus products, the price goes up. So it's not that expensive, and I think the key here is that it's going to help your user experience quite a bit. So it's well worth the expense. Shoptimize does not do this kind of stuff on its own, and this app builds its own separate search page into your theme and has a sidebar for tag sorting, all that good stuff, so it's really cool. Alright, so we're just going to get started here. You can do this tour if you want. I'm going to skip it because I've done it before. So first it's going to analyze your website, collect all the data, and index all of your products. Just give it a little while to do that. And once it's done, it'll say indexed, and there are all sorts of cool things you can do over here on the sidebar. You can mess with the preferences, smart navigation, recommendations, filters, integrations. So as time goes on, I'm going to provide some more updates on this and let you guys know exactly all the cool things you can go and do to optimize it. So stay tuned and check below for update videos as time goes on. Alright guys, in this video we're going to install and set up the Conversion Plus app. Conversion Plus is really cool because it puts a little line of code into the cart page and the checkout page that gets people to take action because you're going to have a sale reminder right there. So I think it's key to understand that it doesn't just happen in the cart page, it also happens in the checkout page, and that's also key. So in the theme they do have a built-in version of this, but it's not that optimized. This one's cool because you can change the color of it, so you can make the background yellow, which stands out more, and showing up in the cart in the checkout page is really cool, and you just can't do that with the Shoptimize theme, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and install the app. This is a free app, so being that it's free, it's well worth it, obviously. It's just cool because it kind of gives your customer a reminder of the sale that you have going on, and then it provides a 10-minute coupon code or a 10-minute countdown timer to take advantage of the coupon code. So it drives a little bit more urgency as well as scarcity into the cart page, which is where you want it. So this is it. I'm going to go ahead and take this line of text here. This is not going to be automatically in the app when you load it, so I'm going to put it into the lesson text. So just click below the lesson text, below this video, you'll see that text there. Make sure that that is there, and then in the second thing, make sure that this line is there. And make sure that you change this coupon code to whatever it is on your site, or if that is the one on your site, then that's fine. And this is what it's going to look like on your cart page and checkout page, and it'll give them 10 minutes to finalize their order. And also make sure that when the countdown expires, would like to clear cart is selected to no, because if it clears the cart, then that's kind of messed up. So just go ahead and do that, hit save, and you can go ahead and load your store and see it on your store. I've had some weird glitches sometimes where it like shows up twice and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's still happening. So if that's the case, it's no big deal. Just reach out to the developer and ask them if they can fix it. They always have a link in the app page. So yeah, it's happening to me again, where it's actually showing up twice. So what we're going to do is try to fix it ourselves. So if we look at the theme code, we might be able to find the section where they added a little snippet to our code, and maybe it's in there twice for some reason. Understanding how to do this is really good for you in the long run, because you can make these fixes yourself if it comes down to it. So we're going to be looking for code that's somewhere around the top, above the top. And I don't see anything here. Here it is. So I think VNCBC is that, if I'm not mistaken. So if I X that out and save really quick, let's see if that disappears. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, cool. So for one reason or another, that code in there messed that up. So there you go. And we don't want it up here because it's taking up a whole line, which looks kind of funky. So we're going to move that code down into the wrapper. Let's see, we want to move it. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. We can't move the code down. Let's see if I can figure this out. I remember now. So what happens is that it actually gets inserted into the very top of your cart liquid file, not your sections cart.template, but your templates cart.liquid. So you just have to delete it from there, and then go to your cart template liquid and add it there. So you can add it like right at the top. Let's add it above the image. Financing image and see what happens there. Looks more proper then. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So that works pretty well. So you have the header now with the line, and then right below that you have this flash sale now, and then the financing. In fact, I even like it below that. So again, this is just some coding tips for you guys. You know, this is the snippet. So if you want to move it below that, you just move it below and insert it in there. You can kind of move things around as you wish. You could even move it below to the bottom here if you wanted to. I kind of like it at the top though. But like for instance, maybe you want to make it so it's just below that name shopping cart instead of above it, so that it's a little bit cleaner. Maybe against the top of the gray right there. Yeah. So that's cool. So now you get in here, the first thing you see is the financing. The next thing you see is shopping cart, and then flash sale now, kind of a reminder of that with a countdown timer. And then you have this. So it's like right at the beginning that you're reminding them of that. And of course you can split test this kind of stuff. You could probably move it down here too. Move it over here. But at the end of the day, it's just good that you have it in there in the first place. So now you want to make sure it's on the checkout page. And it should show up right here, but it's not. Okay, well, so far, I can't figure out how to get it to show up in the checkout page again like it used to. So I'm going to reach out to the app developer, hopefully figure that out, and update this video when I get an answer on that, and check back for the update later.
Hey guys, welcome back to the course. In this lesson, we're going to be installing Lucky Orange on our website. Lucky Orange is a heat mapping tool, and it's what we're going to be able to use to track user behavior on our website. We're going to basically be able to look over our customer's shoulder as they browse our website. So we're going to get to see how far down the page they scroll and what they click and what their exit pages are. So it's really cool, and it's also a nice dashboard to use to monitor live traffic when it's coming to your website. So there's lots of great features about it, and the premium option's $10 a month. You get a free trial for 7 days, so you can go ahead and enter your email address here and start the free trial, and I'll see you on the inside. Okay, so when you get signed up, it's going to take you here, and they're telling you basically you need to add JavaScript to your website to make it work. So go ahead and hit continue to dashboard. First, you'll need to enter the name for your site here. Site. All right, and then it gives you the JavaScript. And all you need to do is place it into the theme file for the website. So just open a new tab. Go to Actions, Edit Code. Okay, so go to your theme.liquid, go to your header, and actually go to the end of the header, right here. Just before the end, paste that code in there, hit save. The code is asynchronous and will not block your page from loading, so that's good. So go ahead and load your page now. All right, and Lucky Orange should be done, so you can hit done. Should now be installed on your site and working. So at this point, you can take the tour. I'll give you a little tour of my own right here. And of course, you can get guidance at any time just by clicking up here. But yeah, so this is the dashboard. This is where you'll see people online, the stats and all that, and the top tags, conversion funnels, anything else related to the website. You can see I'm on there right now, and I'm in Indonesia at the moment, in Bali. Here you can see the live visitors, and you'll be able to actually watch them with a live view of them on your website. So if you click this button, it'll take a little bit, and sometimes it takes longer than others, but you'll be able to see the live view. So if I scroll down here, it'll see that. So you can watch visitors' movement. You can also ask them to chat. Ask to chat, and a little chat box will pop up here. And if they say yes, please, you'll be able to chat with them. But of course, I have Tidio installed right here, so it's kind of blocking that at the moment. And then here you'll see recordings, so any recordings from past visitors on your site. You can chat with people here if you wish. Polls and heat maps are the last thing. So you can basically create a heat map for any page on your website. And basically, like for instance, this one is our main page, so we can just start there. But in the future, we can create heat maps for other pages on the website. So that's pretty cool. And then form analytics, so you can kind of take a look at the forms on your website, like your, there's not really any forms you'll be using, like let's just say your contact forms, for instance. You can check that out. So lots of cool stuff you can do in here, and we'll get more into using it later as we progress through the course. We'll see you in the next lesson. All right, this is going to be one of the easiest videos of this entire lesson because I literally want you to just make this a completely plain page. It's really good that you don't have any distractions in the checkout process. The only thing you want at the top is your logo, and you want it to be centered. So make sure position here says center, and logo is large. And then you want to go down, make sure you don't add any background images or anything like that, no distractions. Make sure all the form fields are white, the background color is white here. And at the bottom, make sure your accents are black. That's going to be this text here and these texts here. You don't want to draw any attention to them if possible. You want to draw as much attention to this button as possible. So make sure this button is a nice bright orange. This code works really well. You can use this code if you want FFC41C. And then the errors should be a nice bright red. So if they don't enter the correct information and they hit continue shopping, what's going to happen is they're going to have some errors. Yeah, so it's going to look kind of a nice inviting red, like a pinkish red, and they're going to know exactly what to fill out. And that's it, guys. So that's your checkout page optimization. The rest of the checkout page stuff is in the shipping settings. So to get to your shipping settings, of course, you go to settings, shipping. And looking at that, you can just make sure, double check that your shipping settings are going to be correct for you. So we've already added these two options, kind of an upsell right here to get expedited order processing. And then you can decide to ship to the rest of the world if you'd like to, and offer that. We already did that, so that's all set up. And the last thing that's going to be in shipping or in checkout is your payment options. That's your checkout options, payment providers. And your payment providers should be Shopify payments, like we set up already, and PayPal. And if you haven't set that up for some reason, definitely set that up. And you can also choose to add Amazon Pay if you like. I don't add it to my store because I don't find any people usually using it. But that's up to you for later. And then, of course, you can choose other things. We're going to add Klarna later, which is a financing tool. But we're not going to do it until we start seeing orders. And then we are going to be adding maybe some kind of a Bitcoin payment method later on. And that's up to you as well. And I definitely recommend just leaving it manually and send a warning email when the authorizations are about to expire, because we're going to be doing that through the fraud detection services that we're going to get signed up with. Okay, and the last thing is the checkout. So again, just make sure your checkout process is set up correctly. Accounts are optional. Customer can only check out using email. Require the first and last name. Make that optional. That optional. Require the shipping address, phone number. Use the shipping address as the billing address by default. Enable address auto-completion. Actually, what I found is that customers kind of tend to have a problem with that, so I actually turn it off. And you can always double check the address later. Disable and hide the field for promotional emails. Automatically fulfill only the gift cards of the order. Automatically archive the order. And we're going to be adding some additional scripts later on. When you sign up for your store, you're not even going to have this abandoned checkout option yet, so you don't even worry about that. And yeah, here is where you can actually copy and paste your refund policy stuff, which you should have already done when you extracted it. But it's always a good idea after you've gone through and updated a lot of that stuff, just go back and click the button again. Maybe you may have updated some stuff, or Shopify may have updated it for GDRP or something like that. So I would just go back through and click the generate there. And then for the refund policy, just go back to your pages again and easily copy and paste your refund policy over there before you go and launch. So that's one of the last steps of optimization here. We're going to be adding a bunch of apps now in the next few lessons. So let's get into that. I'll see you in the next lesson.
All right, guys, so click the link in the description below. You'll be taken to this page where you can install this free app that does SEO JSON-LD. And it's basically a bit of code that adds to your website, which then automatically populates rich snippets, which will show up in search listings and will make your organic listings a lot better looking and get them clicked on. So it has pretty decent reviews. A lot of people like it. And yeah, structured data is a great thing to add to your website. There's other ones that do JSON as well. So if you want to go ahead and find your own app, JSON LD is just something you definitely need to add to your website. This one costs $300, so it's kind of silly. This one does image alt and JSON LD schema on page SEO optimizer. So this one's pretty good too and has lots of reviews, but some of them are bad. This one's a $40 one-time charge. This one's brand new. So yeah, I picked the one that made the most sense, which is this one. It's free. So go ahead and install this. It's the simplest thing. It's just like a one-click install, and there's really nothing to it. So go ahead and install it and get that going in your store, and see you in the next lesson.
All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up ClearSale so that you can be protected from fraudulent orders. So of course, when you're shipping high-ticket merchandise, it's a really good idea to get fraud detection software like this. And the cool thing about ClearSale is they don't just detect the fraud, they actually protect you from it by providing you with a guarantee. So that guarantee basically says that if a fraudulent order does get placed and they approve it, that they're going to actually cover your cost that you lost out on that in the future. So that's why we go with ClearSale, because they do the best job of that. It's also the lowest cost provider. And I have a special offer for you guys. So you sign up for ClearSale here, and you'll get a special onboarding from the owner of ClearSale, from the guys who actually run the place. So they do a really good job over there, and they're going to help you out hand in hand to really take you and help you through the process. So go ahead and go to ecommerceparadise.com/ClearSale. The link is in the description below this video, and fill out your information here, just like I am, and just go ahead and do that and hit submit. What's going to happen is they're going to get the inquiry on their end, and they will reach out to you and let you know all the steps that are going to be required for onboarding within a day or so. So you should hear from Brian over at ClearSale, if not at least somebody over there that works with Brian, and they'll get you onboarded. So the next video below this one is going to be an update on the process of onboarding ClearSale onto your website, installing the app, and setting it up and then of course after that running it. So I'll see you in the next video.
Hello and welcome to this lesson on Klarna. This is an update. Klarna is updating their way to sign up all the time. So what you'll do is you'll click on the link here and it'll take you to Klarna Business Center, the business sign up. Pay later gets you paid. So you'll click the Get Started button, and then the fastest way to set up Klarna in your online store. So you're about to create a Klarna merchant account and get steps on how to quickly connect to our API. To get started, you need an online store that is fully set up and live, to be authorized to set up payment options available in your online checkout, a store that runs on a supported or customer e-commerce platform including Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, 3D Cart, and then you can choose your setup if you want to do a slice it in 4, or if you want to do slice it for $2.99 plus a 30-cent transaction fee, or pay later $5.99. So what we're going to do is we're going to do slice it. This is the cost that we are charged in order to get that sale completed. Price per transaction, no charge until your first sale. Continue. We definitely don't want to be. And then you're going to put all your credentials. Obviously we use Shopify. In the future we may use something else, but Shopify is the platform right now. Your name, the email address for your store, the phone number for your store, the passcode, and I'm not a robot. And then you start the application and you go from there. Then they'll email you and you'll go to your email and they'll ask you to do a phone conference. If you'd like, you can do that with them. They'll explain it to you, everything. And then what they're going to do is send you a kickoff email, and what you'll do is you'll go to production and it'll take you here, or actually you can request your API credentials. So I've requested mine. This is what this was for today. And then what you'll do is it'll ask you if you want to download it, and then you just open it, and then you use the username and the password and you put it here. And what it'll have you do is actually download the app to your store, and then you'll take those API credentials that you created and you will put them here, username, password, take it off test mode, and just do production. And then you'll go here to once you have the app downloaded into your store. Where is it? That's weird. Should be downloaded into the store. Where are you, Klarna? There it is. Okay, so I've already downloaded into the store, and that's what that link does right there. It has you install the Car Payments app to your store. You put the name of your store, and you click that, and then it takes you to the download screen in Shopify. Because you can't find it right now. In the future, they might have that where you can just look in the App Store, but at this time right now, they do it through email. Okay, so then you put in those credentials that you went to your settings in the back end here, and then you will also put it here in settings. So you'll go to settings, you'll go to payment providers, then you will go past accept payments, or you'll go past Shopify, which you'll go past PayPal, you'll go past Amazon Pay, and you will go to alternative payments, accept alternative payment methods from services that take customers out of your store's checkout to pay. and then you will choose Pay Later with Klarna, and we're doing Slice It, Pay It Over Time with Klarna. This breaks up the payments, but they are lending the money to the customer, not you. And so you get the full payout as opposed to not getting the money right away. They have another option when you are here in your settings of Klarna. Let me see if I can see it right now. Okay, so when you're signing up for Klarna, I think that is when it asks you in this part, like after this part where you do the sign up, I think that's where it asks you. So you'll choose Slice It, Paid Over Time with Klarna, and then you'll enter those credentials here as well, username that you downloaded here. You'll put that in there. And show yourself the password, show yourself not the password, and then you'll save it, and then you can come back here to this window and click off test mode and click save, and what should be green is the Shopify API access. This is giving it API access, and then Klarna production access. So production means that it's working and that you can take payments on your store. Playground is it's like a sandbox where they just test to see if it's working in your store. So we don't have to worry about that. And that is how you download the Klarna app in there. What you'll do next is just add an item to cart, go through all the checkout. And you'll see it's there. And to make sure it works, just continue on. I went in through and the checkout, it's live. The only thing is this thing right here, so I'm going to email them about that, and you just go to Klarna.com and find their email for merchants support and let them know that this is messed up right here. You can screenshot it and send them a photo of it, and pertaining to whatever store, send it from that email. Another thing that I'm doing right now is enabling the payouts to receive the money. So I'm just entering in the information here, and we need the information like social, birthday, and all that good stuff. So what you can do is ask that information from the client, and if they're not willing to give that information, then let them know that they need to log into Klarna's portal backend, and they need to go ahead and enter that information themselves so that they can get the payments. And then that is all at this point.
All right, guys, in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to set up TrustGuard to add additional trust and verification to your website. I highly recommend TrustGuard because it is well recognized as one of the best verifications and security scanners of websites online these days. It is a premium app that you'll need to pay for every month, but it will increase your conversion rate, and that's the key. So along with Norton Shopping Guarantee and Shopper Approved, this is one of the best ones out there. I recommend TrustGuard over McAfee because TrustGuard has multiple options, whereas McAfee only has one option available. So if you click the link in the description below, you'll wind up here on their website, or go to ecommerceparadise.com/TrustGuard, and you can read more about their offer and stuff like that. But if you just go to the top and click Order Now, I'll walk you through the process. So to start, the weekly PCI scans are $67 a month. You don't need weekly. You can just do quarterly at $37 a month. That's totally okay. And as you grow, like as you get sales and stuff like that, you can then increase it to monthly, weekly, even daily. Of course, the more it gets scanned every single day, the more your customers are going to trust that you're a good website to do business with. So as opposed to McAfee is $29 a month, so it's just a little bit more, but it's worth it. It's way better. So there's that, and then there's also these ones down here. This compares to Trusty. It's a privacy safe one, an additional $29 a month. And then there is a business verified one that compares to the BBB seal. It's an extra $29 a month. So altogether, you're going to be spending $77 a month after the multi-seal discount. So it's not that bad of a deal. It's actually really good. You get multiple badges, and you can put these into the footer of your website so that your website looks really, really trustworthy and super professional. So people will know they're coming to your website, and they can click on these banners, and it'll pop up, and it'll say, this website's secured. You're going to have your details are private and safe, and this business is verified. And all that together is going to really help you close more sales and build customer trust in the long run. For $77 a month, that's well worth it, because every sale you make on your store is probably going to be in the $100 to $500 net profit range. And once you start making 30, 40, 50K per month in sales, you'll get up into the multi-thousands of net profit per month, and $77 a month is nothing compared to that. So well worth it, and you're going to be high ticket sales, and this is required for high ticket sales. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the $77 a month for all 3 seals, and I'll meet you guys on the other side. All right, cool. So once you complete your order, you'll see the order confirmation page. It's going to say, we'll send you an email confirmation shortly. Welcome aboard. Click get started to start the process. So just form a new password. And of course, best practice is to store that in your sheet. And I'm using LastPass as well, which is a Google Chrome extension. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, so you can watch this introduction video here. And it's basically going to be a really fast and quick overview of what you need to do in your account to get started. So I'm going to walk you through it right now. Trust card verification. As you progress through the verification steps, the images in these tabs indicate the status of the set. Verified, fields need to be filled out, and your immediate attention is required. So start verification. Basic verification. The following basic information helps your customers understand you want them to have the best possible experience on your website. Not only do we need this information as backup methods to contact you, your customers will appreciate knowing you are just an email or phone call away. If you are just starting out, you may hide your phone number and your business address after they are verified, but we recommend you provide as much information as possible to your customers. All right, so definitely want to provide our support email, support at. Okay. An email has been sent to your support address. Please check your email and paste the code in the field below. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so went into my Zendesk portal, and here it is right here, the password. So get out of that and go into TrustCard here. Validate the email. Email has been verified. Cool. So now the phone number. So get my phone number really quick. Okay. Save phone. First, break your URL below into individual words so it can be read by our phone system. Okay. Click Verify button now. Verify Now button, and our automated system will immediately call you to verify your phone number. Simply follow the instructions given over the phone to complete this part of the verification process. So I'm having some issues doing my phone number. Hopefully it works for you. It's a quick verification process. I don't know why it's not working for me. I wrote them, and I'm going to get back to them. So anyways, I'll move on to the support address. So just say contact name. Add my address really quick. All right, so I've done that. Scan or take a picture of a document verifying that you received mail at this address and upload it below. So any kind, all amounts. You only verify business address. So I'm guessing my seller's permit should work here, so go ahead and upload that. Your address has been marked verified. Manually check the upload documents, verify compliance with our terms. Okay, so that's done. I go into business. Business verification, this is where you enter the address and secondary phone number in case we are unable to contact you via your business number. One of your company's managing members. Nope, this information is for internal purposes only, kept private. Instructions, please enter your managing member's physical address below, not a PO box. Okay, enter my address really quick. Okay, so it's asking for an e-document now, and I'm going to actually upload the same one again because my seller's permit actually has both those addresses on it. Hopefully that works. If not, for some reason, then I'll choose something else. On to the privacy policy, checking privacy policy. We'll attempt to search your website, begin verification. Not determine which link directs to your privacy policy, onto the URL myself. Okay, so let's go to the website. Privacy policy. Save URL. Your privacy policy cannot be verified. Full manual check will be performed by Trust Card Support. Okay. We'll wait to hear back on that. Oh, in order for your privacy policy to meet our standards, it must cover these 3 criteria. You can copy and paste following sections or log into your free professional privacy policy account to create a custom policy. That's kind of cool. Probably go over this after I'm done with the full setup process here. And once we're verified, we can put the privacy seal code on our website, which will be next. Looks like it's already verified that website, so that's good. And here's the security seal code. There's some kind of an alert here, but it's not telling me what, so I'm not sure what the deal is. So now that that's done, we want to get our codes and add them to the website. So I'm going to go ahead and make a separate video for that below this one, so check out that video and we'll get into doing that. Alright guys, so first, before we do the codes, let's go ahead and do this privacy policy information. So you get your free account currently, but here they have a third-party disclosure, private information security, and email usage policies, which is cool. So third-party disclosure, the statement informs the customer of what information you plan on disclosing to third parties. In most cases, this statement applies to partner companies that you work with. So we just need to go to the settings of our website and the privacy policy page and check what it says right now currently. We want to have it the same throughout our site, so we need to definitely check, make sure both are the same. So just log into your, now it's called legal pages. This might change in the future. Shopify is always upgrading their platform, making changes, so keep that in mind. Here's the privacy policy bit, and here's the privacy policy page. And what we need to do, of course, is just figure out if this third-party disclosure is in there yet or not. So let's check that out. Third-party personal information we collect, log files, how to use it, sharing the personal information, maybe we'll target advertising. Alright, I don't see anything there, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to it. Just so that it's in there for sure. So I just decided to add it to the part that says personal information to collect. I think that makes the most sense. So I added it there at the end of that. So I'll go here as well. For, oh wait, you know what makes more sense than that is actually adding it to the next section. It says like how we handle it. Or sharing, even better, yeah.
Okay, so we'll put it there. Yeah, it seems like the template kind of ugly. All right, so made that correction. We're gonna do the same thing here. Okay. That's done. Next is the private information security. This statement addresses what you do with customers' private information after an order is placed. Private information is different than public information. Private information refers to the credit card numbers, social security numbers, financial statements, etc., which must be securely stored and managed if you plan on storing it on your own server. The only private information gathered from the customer is a credit card, which is typically stored on payment gateway providers on your behalf. Basically, you have two options. If you don't store credit cards or other private information on your server, then you want to add something similar to option A. On the other hand, if you do, option B. So we are option A, of course, so we're going to go ahead and just copy option A and look in the privacy policy for the section that talks about what we do with the data. And data retention sounds like the right place. Let's just put Shopify payments, PayPal, and Klarna, among others. I think that's it for now. So I'll copy that, add it to the data retention area down here as well. Okay, that's done. Next is the email usage. The statement refers to the issue of email notifications. If you plan on sending emails specifically related to a customer's order or a product that a customer has ordered, or if you plan on sending occasional email updates, you typically don't need to provide an opt-in, opt-out option. However, if you have a mailing list or plan on sending your customers regular or ongoing emails that are not directly related to product or service that they have purchased from you, you need to include an opt-in area. You physically subscribe and agree to receive email from you, and you need to include an opt-out and subscribe option, or have instructions on how they unsubscribe from the emails you send. Below are some different sample statements you can use. Please select the option that best fits your website needs. So A, the email address you provide for order processing will only be used to send you information and updates pertaining to your order. B, the email address you provide for order processing may be used to send you information and updates pertaining to your order, in addition to periodic company news, updates, and or related product service information. And if you have an opt-in mailing list option, please add the following. If you decide to opt into your mailing list, you will receive emails that include, however, you may opt out at any time. I like B, so we're going to go with that. I think it's the most straightforward. And let's see. Okay, I think we're just going to add to the bottom here. And same thing here, right before the changes section. And we're all set. So let's go ahead and save that and save the page as well. And we should be straight and good to go. So the free privacypolicy.com is kind of cool. However, we realized that Shopify already made one for us. So this isn't really necessary. Why don't we save this though, and later on, if we do decide to create another website, like a blog or something, you can always use this for something else in the future. Freeprivacypolicy.com. It's kind of a cool resource, right? I think in this case though, we don't really need it, obviously. So we'll just go ahead and get it saved in our bookmarks. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Check the video below this for the implementation of the TrustGuard seals on your website. Thanks for watching.
All right, so on the video testimonials tab over here, you'll see that they have all the instructions for setting stuff up. You'll have the actual testimonials show up here when they're done. But step one, select how you'd like to collect them. You can do one or both, so display video page immediately after they've completed the full survey, which is a good idea. Send a separate follow-up email after the full survey. That's a great idea too. Would you like to offer incentives to your customers for giving a video testimonial? Yes. And their amount, I would just say like 5% off your next order. And one discount code. Just so you can use like a new one. Thank you 5 is what I made up. It's up to you. And then optionally, you can redirect them to a URL on your website, so that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, or you can. So let's just submit for now. Of course, we'll go to the store and actually create that. So just go to discounts. Okay, creating a discount. You should already know how to do this. Really simple. So that's done. We're done there. And YouTube authorization. So they're going to upload that to your channel. So if you don't have a channel yet, you need to create one. But if you do, then you just go through that process here. All right, so on the video testimonials tab over here, you'll see that they have all the instructions for setting stuff up. You'll have the actual testimonials show up here when they're done. But step 1, select how you'd like to collect them. You can do one or both. So display video page immediately after they've completed the full survey, which is a good idea. Send a separate follow-up email after the full survey. That's a great idea too. Would you like to offer incentives to your customers for giving a video testimonial? Yes. And their amount, I would just say like 5% off your next order. And one discount code. Just so you can use like a new one. Thank you 5 is what I made up. It's up to you. And then optionally, you can redirect them to a URL on your website, so that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, or you can. So let's just submit for now. Of course, we'll go to the store and actually create that. So just go to discounts. Okay, creating a discount. You should already know how to do this. Really simple. So that's done. We're done there. And YouTube authorization. So they're going to upload that to your channel. So if you don't have a channel yet, you need to create one. But if you do, then you just go through that process here.
Hey guys, in this lesson I'm going to show you what the TrustGuard for Expire protection is and what BuySafe is and why you should get it on your website. So if you want to optimize your store for conversions and you're making enough profit to make sense of it, the investment might enhance your conversion rate. So definitely look into this kind of thing. In the past, it was called, BuySafe had one called the Norton Shopping Guarantee. That's what we were always talking about before. It had the $10,000 identity theft protection, $1,000 purchase guarantee, and $100 lowest price guarantee. In the last year or so, they actually lost their contract with Norton. It expired. They decided not to renew it. So now it's gone back to just the BuySafe, or the For Expire protection was the new one that popped up from TrustGuard. So both have a similar offer: price match guarantee, terms of service guarantee, identity theft protection, shipping returns. This is a little bit different. So you know, whether you want to go with this one or this one, it doesn't really matter. They're about the same. If you already have TrustGuard in your store, For Expire protection might make sense. And since they have 4 things instead of 3, it also might be a little bit better. But BuySafe does have higher dollar amounts, you know. So it's really up to you and which one you go with. Now, each of them are about the same price. I believe it's around $79 a month. So if you can make sense of $79 a month or around that, then go for it. And sign up process is easy. They'll give you a badge to install in your store. And once I get that going on my store, I'll make a video on how to install it on your site. But it's really, really simple. And their customer support can even help you install it in your store for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. Okay. So go to one of these services is here and install it in your store, and it probably will definitely raise your conversion rates. Thanks a lot. Alright guys, so in this lesson I'm going to show you how to install a cart page exit intent pop-up that gets people to either call you to place their order or gets them to place their order by offering them a deeper discount code than what you normally offer them. So normally we're offering people 5%, and once they get to the product page or to the cart page, if they go ahead and just click the secure checkout, they're ready to go, then great. But if they scroll up to the top of the window, then a pop-up will show up, and it will offer them maybe 7% or 10% off. Or it'll just ask them, was there anything we can do to help? Give us a call. We'll match anybody's, offer, that kind of thing. So you have two different options, and you can also come up with other ideas of your own for your target market. It really depends on your market and your niche. So the way we're going to do it is using a Shopify app called Privy. And Privy is pretty easy to set up and use. It's also free. It might require payment if we want to set up for a particular page, so I'm going to find out right now if it's going to be possible or not to do that. If not, I'm sure there's other apps we can use, so let's find out. All right, so when you're in Privy, just go to New Campaign. They have one called Advanced Cart Saver. Try that one out. All right, so it looks like we'll have to create a new coupon. Coupon code, let's go. Just in this case, I'm just going to use 10%. You purchase over $500. Give it a title. Okay. So here we go, and basically it gives them a deeper discount. You can customize the look of this for your store. All right, so now if I take this and I add something to my cart, I'm going to open an incognito window, see if it works. So that one worked. Here we go. Try again. Not sure what happened there. Looks like it added all this other stuff, which I want to take away. So we'll go in here. Get rid of this newsletter pop-up. Just press stop campaign. All right, I might have to open a new window again. Let's try it out now. All right, so it looks like it's kind of interfering with this one because of, or it's just kind of like freezing up. Kind of weird. But what I can do is that one load first, then add something to cart. All right, so there you go. Now on the cart page, even after the first one's loaded, this is going to load. It gives you 10% off. I really need to make sure that the code loads properly, so we're going to go here and make sure that looks good. So we want to edit this, make sure it says use code. Make sure this is a bit bigger as well. Maybe I can just make it like a header one. I don't like this italicized version of it. And I really think that should be like a, here we go. Okay, subtitle text. You can just do whatever you want, but this is me just kind of like trying to optimize the way it looks so it makes sense to people. Make it look pretty on your end, and that's what you'll end up with. So what you'll end up doing though is make sure you don't have a automatic discount in your store, because then they won't be able to use other coupons. Okay, this one happens to have an automatic discount applied right now. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's how you do an exit intent pop-up preview with their advanced cart saver function. Preview also has a lot of other good stuff too. All right, thanks for watching. All right, guys, so in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to check the load time of your website and try to optimize it, what you can do. This is actually one of the most important things of conversion rate optimization. So for this example, I'm going to use my store right now. All right, so as you can see, it loads quite slowly. On mobile, it's 16. Desktop, it's fair. It's at 67. That's why we do a lot of optimization to get people back to buying on their desktop as opposed to mobile device. What can also be a factor is whether someone's on their mobile device on data or whether they're on Wi-Fi. All right, and then if you look down here, you'll kind of see some of the reasons why. Opportunities are eliminate render blocking resources. Okay, basically pieces of code that load on your website and take a while to load. You can ask a developer on Fiverr or on Upwork or online jobs to help you optimize your store's code. Okay, and anything that loads, it's an image on your website, makes it take a while to load. Also, videos can take a while to load. Okay, so you can try to make the images smaller, or make text versions of them, or remove the amount of images you have on your store. And then make sure you're properly sizing images. Move to unused CSS. Server images in next-gen format. I'm not sure what that means. So you might ask a developer to help you speed up your website and use this tool to kind of get a gauge. A good thing is probably, I would guess, like 70 or 80 or above. Like 90 or 100 is really what you're optimizing for. The Lighthouse scoring guide probably give you some more insights here and make you understand stuff. You're aiming for 90 to 100. Okay. So read up on it, do some optimization. Know that any additional Shopify apps you have on your store are going to make it load slower. So yes, apps do slow down your website, and images and videos take up the most. Okay. All right. See you in the next lesson.